And just like that, by the magic of the internet, we are back for one last game of Entropy TD for the evening. Hopefully, these videos are instructive and you learn some things. Feel free to post in the comments questions or comments. Usually, I would finish that with complaints, but if you have complaints, I don't know why you don't just stop watching videos. Maybe you just like to be angry. I don't know. So, looking at the map, finding, ooh, there we go, that's what I'm looking for. Big mineral spot. Absolute must that you hit this as often as possible. So you start asking yourself, how do I hit that as often as possible? How many times is possible? It looks like only 2. Ugh. Alright. Game is glitched out. If you tab in and out, sometimes it gets locked up. So I had to tab back in and out. Alright, so I'm going to close that. Close that. Actually, I can get that with 2 towers. So tower conservation, big deal. Don't waste your money. Don't waste your supply. It looks like I'm okay. I should get it there. And, well, that's good because I'm out of money. So, where am I going to go here? Minerals that are I would say below 0.7. So 0.6 is a perfect example. I'm not going to go out of my way to get that one. If my maze naturally picks it up, fine. If it doesn't, that's okay. I'm okay to skip it. I don't think it's going to matter that much. Let's check out what do we got. 49 supply. Plenty of towers to work with. 4%, so we got a little bit of time. Waves, 13. Okay, so 13, that's going to be a lot of things to try and kill. Armored Ling is the only thing stopping me from saying yes, absolutely. Take something splashy and just obliterate everything. So if you're really interested in the game, looks like Luminous is what he's talking about. Pretty much the best player I've ever seen play the game. I don't think he plays Entropy TD much anymore. I think he does play Starcraft. You will see him online, but I don't think he plays Entropy TD. The way he thinks about the game is just insane. It would be interesting to hear him commentating what he's thinking. I guess I can get to a level where I can be competitive with him. So maybe in 10 games, I might win 2, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. 4 or 5 of those games, we're going to go way past wave 20. And he's going to win based on some very small technical thing that is just something I'm not familiar with, even with the tens of thousands of games I've played in this. So, and he kind of plays like I do, where it's okay, and you kind of plan from the beginning to go to wave 35, 40. Say, okay, I'm not going to lose to this, and this idea. So, I gotta think of where I want to go. There is no good. I mean, you're not going to get good passes down here, regardless. It is an airwave, so I should be. Wonder if I can. No, not even close to getting the next income. Wait, it's not an airwave. You lied to me. How did I do that? That was almost really bad. Okay. So, this next wave here, downgrade. If you go read what it says, downgrade removes all tower speed for the entire wave. So, downgrade loves itself some Q ups. So, Q up plus 95. Even though I hate it, I think it's going to be necessary. And you're going to be able to, what I'm going to refer to as bank a bunch of lives. So you're going to be able to gain a bunch of lives potentially on all the players if you have taken a Q up or two here. I'm trying to think of where this maze. Understanding that this TP2 down here, I'm going to hit it on the way to 3. Wanting to get up here, but it doesn't look like it's going to work for me. TP1 out is going to be tricky. Or this TP1, you want to get it on the way to 2. So the way to do that is something like this. So sometimes these TPs, if you aren't experienced enough with the game, can be a real pain in the ass to figure out. My apologies for swearing. Nope, that doesn't get it. But that... Shoot. Well, like I was trying to do. Totally messed that up. I'll get it right next wave, though. I'll show you what I mean. So if I build that there, now think about it. Start, they're going to go out. They're going to be pushed against the wall. They have to stay against the wall, so they'll miss the TP. Coming back toward 2, they're going to come here, and now they have an angle. So now they're going to hit the TP on the way to 2 and send them on the other side of the maze, which is awesome, exactly what we're looking for. So the question becomes, which tower is best to abuse? Anytime you've got 13 lings, melee must be a consideration. Not seeing how on earth to maze it, though. Damage field should be in consideration. Armored. I think armored gets more than offset because hugling, hardling, and exploding are all going to be awesome. Okay, like I was saying, I'm not going to go out of my way for the 0.6, but if my maze is walking that way anyways, it's free money, why not take it? So I'm going to get, what is this? 4 points plus 2 TV, 6 times 6 passes times 3. I'm going to get 18 minerals this way for just putting those 2 towers there. So it cost me 20. I'm going to get 18 of it right back. And then for the rest of the game, it's just paying me. So what I'm leaning toward here is doing a damage field. Let's check my range ups. Oh yeah, we're doing damage field. So the range ups are cheap. So I'm going to go here. You know, I can push this back in with 1v1s, breaking this. Imagine I close that. It looks like there's going to be 3 different blocks here, so I do 1x1s right down the middle. Don't use 1x1s if you don't have to. Remember that. I'm going to come down a little bit because I don't want to push in and then back out anyways. There is no rock break. Bummer. But I think this is what we want to do. And then I can just 1x1 over here. Let's see, I can do... Let's check it out. So, check out the range. Remember, it's very, very, very cheap to upgrade your range here. So, damage field range ups are lethal because you go from here, from there, I'm going to hit everything in that zone. And the more I stretch that zone, the more powerful this tower becomes, and it scales up in a hurry. So you'll notice right here, if I put a tower there, did it build it? No. Yes, it did build it. So that'll push them into zone. And if I take the range up, it'll help. Okay, let's see, what do I want to do? Let's do that. How much is 1x1s? 33, not ideal. So what I'm going to do is do this. And I'm going to shift this one over a little bit. Take the 1x1 because I can't avoid it on the wall. Otherwise if I put a 1x1 or sell the 1x1, push the tower here. Actually, I can do that. So let's go like this. I was going to say it's unavoidable, but it is not unavoidable. Don't give up on it. Okay, this angle doesn't need to be steep, so I can actually get rid of those 2. Let's see. I can't put another 1x1 in here, but I can make them turn more jagged and sharp in there. Okay. I get some more income here. This is a wave that gives you big bonus for being close to your tower. So I'm going to be doing a lot of damage here. This should be a good wave. Notice I started off a little bit slow. Whoa, firefighter, look at that. That screams he took a melee somewhere. Ooh, did not see that. He must have, I don't know what that is. That's got to be melee with some speed already? I don't know. That's confusing to me. I think I'm going to be okay. The reason you don't take melee here, the next wave pretty much is it. Hardling means the most damage you can ever do is 10. I think it's, if I click on the wave description. Max damage per shot is 10 per unit. So even if your tower is doing a trillion damage, it's only going to register for 10. So my tower, though, I'm shooting everything in range. Right now, my bullet should be doing 17 damage, but when I bump it down to 10, I'm still doing 10 damage, but I'm doing 10 to everything in the range. So damage field should destroy melee on that next wave. So he's going to get me bad there, at least until I get some speed up, I think. As soon as I get my speed going, I think I'll be okay. So let's go 25. And then there. I think somebody was reading Luminus's Bible exists somewhere, I think, on the Discord channel. So if you search Discord and type in HBTD, there is some fairly heavy reading if you're so inclined. I don't play that way. I mean, I understand some basic concepts of the math, as I am a self-proclaimed nerd. I love mathematics. I love to play with numbers. But I just don't use it as concrete as so many people in this game seem to. I mean, I've heard of people that have spreadsheets that tell them how many speed and how many damage to do on a particular tower, and I just can't imagine playing that way, so I don't. Okay, so TP2 down there isn't doing anything for me because this doesn't help. So, is there a way to maze so that I go up and over and come back? And then maybe sneak through here? Yeah, look at that. There would be. So let's see if we can't figure that out. Okay, so it's going to have to be a repositioning of 2. Yeah, come on. A lot of people in the game have damage field, or even chain is another one that can get a game pretty laggy. Crying out loud. It's hard to build. Okay, so from start, I got to get them over. But from 2, and it's yelling at me that I'm blocking when I'm not. Okay, so now I can run my maze. I can make it go up and over and then back and come back through here if I slid this over, and that will make TP2 actually useful. So we will be ready for that. Next wave. Ooh, he did it. What in the world? Alright, what did you do? Is it like a range or something? What is he doing? Out of here, I can't see. I'm going to assume like everybody has damage field. That would make the game lag out regardless of anything else. That would fit what we are suffering through here. So check the queue up. Uses, yeah, we talked about that earlier. It might be worth doing here. So here's what I was talking about. So we're going to go here. Then all this geometry needs to change as well. So we're going to go here, here, here. That's blocking, which is actually correct for a change. There, and I can 1 by 1 if I need to. Let's take a look at my range, though. It doesn't help me with range. So a little push in there can't hurt. Remember, all my speed's going to disappear this wave anyways, because of the wave. So we'll just dump it all into damage. Can I get... I don't think I can reach the other side of the wall. So I'm going to need a range or two to get over there well. Okay, but I do have TP2 that's going to shoot them. I'm going to get this in play finally. For the first time all game, TP2 will actually do something for me. Next wave is kind of interesting in that the more towers you build, it says life is multiplied by the most buildings you've had under the game, divided by 20. So, if any wave I build out to, let's say, 100 supply, they divide that by 20, and they're going to multiply the normal health times that multiplier. Okay, if I build 100 and then sell off 95 of them, the game, it says what it say, the most in the game. So because you went to 100, that is your multiplier. It does not reset if you sell. That's a misconception that people throw in there. They don't understand that. And I did that wrong. I should have been spending my money in speed. So I am less than optimal, but it'll have to do. I don't see how to save a tower there. Pretty sure that already hits. And it's gotta hit, right? Definitely getting that. There is no rot break. Yeah, I can't imagine what he's done. I don't know what he's done over there. Maybe he just has a really good maze for it? I don't know. What is going on over there? It takes a little while to get going. Okay, I kind of staying with him on damage. And then his maze maybe goes a little longer. What's going on here? We gotta watch fuckers. Okay, he's off to a lead. I'm getting kind of low on lives, so I don't think it's possible he has 3 incomes already. Maybe, but I doubt it. Maybe I should say maybe, I hope not. Maybe that would be a better way of saying it. I hope he doesn't have that. Because all the wave bonuses plus extra income would really be no good. Man, this lag is unbelievable. Not usually this bad, but if you have 9 players and everybody's doing damage filled, it's constantly having to track, 13 bullets, for instance. Okay, look at that. I'm close. I actually got more kills that wave. So remember, that wave was punishing you by building supply. So I've only used 23, so my multiplier is 1. His multiplier, if you, let's say, you went up to 45, would be 2. So that would potentially be a huge advantage. This wave, we should all be awful. So I'm doing 40 damage per shot. It's going to have 15, so instead of 40 minus 15, I'm going to be doing 25. So not too bad. Not as bad as I thought it might be. When I get my range up, I'm going to stretch the 1 by 1s. So I might put like a tower here, like that, and make them come up and over and around that eventually. But right now I can't afford to do it. So hey, look, he struggled big time there. So what does that mean? It means he probably doesn't have as many damage ups if he is indeed damage filled like I think he is. Or maybe he's something completely different and I'm misreading it. So these guys down here definitely do not have damage filled. That's probably too much damage. So they might have just gone a single target tower, but with, like I was saying, Hugling, Hardling, and Explodling. Hugling, anything close, it says you get triple damage potentially if you're close. Well, damage field is a good tower for that. Hardling, same thing. Damage field's good. Explodling, if you kill it, the one next to it loses half its life. So if there's 13 of them, there's always something next to it potentially dying. So that's going to be like a bloodbath later in the game. It'll be crazy how many lives we can rack up there. Okay, but notice we're gaining significant lives here. That's good. So you start thinking about, can I sneak in that third income now? I don't know. Let's see exactly where we're at. So we don't want to let like A Hill go way out on lines. Look at Monk Spunk here. It's impressive. And whatever he did was not good for that wave, so he struggled badly. So he's doing something. Let's go take a look at some other towers. No way he would have done that. He might have done multi. I think it's one of the worst towers. Rage is widely considered the worst. Sniper is not considered to be good. Coming over here, Longman Range is probably considered the second worst. If you were new to the game, I would recommend sticking to HD. Bounce. Charge would probably be the first like semi-medium tower to use. Other towers that are good, if I come in here, Angle and Min-Range. Those 5, HD, Bounce, Charge, Angle, and Min-Range, are probably the 5 easiest towers to use. And they're probably some of the best towers to use also on most games. Like a game like this, they would not stand a chance. Something splashy is going to win this game. So even if you went Chain or a Big Splash might work too. Big Splash is kind of like a damage field. It does similar damage, but it does have 5 range and it's shooting a bomb instead of doing an area. So you actually get to maze a little bit more. So whatever. Oh, look at that. I'm actually winning this wave. Yay! Like I was saying, damage field should be good here. Outside of he's dead, so I'm not sure what's going on, why they did that. I'm trying to figure that out. If you can see somebody's mini map, sometimes it's polite just the people who are dead, show them your maze, and then once I understand what you've done, I'm being like, oh, okay, yeah, that's why I'm dead, and then I would leave and go to the next game potentially. I like to hang out and kind of see what people are doing, maybe learn something, maybe just admire something, go, ooh, that's slick. I like how you did that or that. Remember how we talked about the range. I'm trying to get up over these. So let's see here. And damage would be foolish because I'm only going to do 10 damage anyways. And I should be concentrating on maxing out my speed. So I don't have enough to worry about stretching this way yet. Looks like I'm going to eventually get over this rock. So I'm going to have to put a tower here to keep them against the rock. So he won last wave by a lot, so I don't know if that means we're in trouble or what. So I think I'm going to income on downgrading, and then maybe again on anti, and maybe again on armored. I don't know. Or maybe there might be something advanced I can do. The downgrade can be abused with the starting of a new tower. So I'm going to be speed capped anyways. I'm going to max out. So I'm going to be close to starting a second tower at that time in 2 waves. So I might just rearrange this stuff with some 1x1s and put another tower in here with the idea that I'm going to have to build it anyways. Why not just get it over with? I mean, I can really get... Shoot, I can get a bunch of towers in there, really. So, make sure we get speed capped. Let's throw another range on there. So let's check my range a second. So notice this is getting a lot better. More useful. Not quite over the rock yet. Not quite far enough here yet. But I think we are going to do the abuse of downgrade next wave. So you guys can see exactly what that looks like. So I'm looking going, I can put a tower right here. Shifting that down one. I can put another one here. Notice that cross here right there. Means I am going to get the plus 40 damage. But that means I'm 1x1ing all the way around. Don't 1x1 unless you have to. Well, look, it's looking like I'm going to have to. So notice all these things dying. When they die, it takes half the life off its neighbor. Well, there's something constantly dying, so you're constantly losing half your life, so a lot of stuff dies. Okay, so I don't know what on earth he's done. I'm not sure what I got going on here. What everybody's doing. So let's start getting my 1x1. Let's see here. So I don't want to do this one because that forces me to do all my 1x1s right now. Do I? Yeah, I kind of do. So I'm going to have to take one and a couple more to push it out. The downside to that is I don't think this one will reach over the tower. Let's take a look. Yeah, it doesn't quite reach over. But it definitely will reach out the other side. But I need a supply depot. So I'm going to come way down here, where a tower doesn't do any damage anyways. I guess technically I should take that one and leave that one on the range. Although it's maybe good for 3 damage at most, something like that, something stupid. Okay, remember, I get no speed here anyways. So, I don't care about the speed, but I do care that I get as much damage on there as I can get. Check the range. Gonna need a couple more. Pretend. I don't recognize that name. Let's check it out. 2000, so maybe he's new. So they're talking about bombardment tower, which is this one. Okay. Bombardment is a tower they can walk through, but the proper way to maze it is you turn this into a bomb. I'll just do it so I can show you. Turn that into a bomb, and then you build back on top of it. So now they're running up and down, and it would actually like to be on the diagonal. Oh, shoot. I forgot that when you build a bomb mid-wave, it treats that as a shortcut, which it really should not do. So it cost me some lives there. That sucked. Oh well. So I'm going to get to 50, and we're going to get to 22, just because that's a goofy number that I like. Stretch this out a little bit more. So now I've reached the end of the range of this one. And jump into speed. Just pretend. So let's see, Why is that maze struggling so bad? Ooh, what in the world? Sure if he realizes that's what he was doing or not. Let's go back. I'll show you what I mean. So his maze starts here. You go up. He hits the teepee, which is immediate. Oh, wait a minute. No, I was reading that wrong. Nope. Never mind. Misread it. So he's got a gap here. Yeah, I just don't think damage field up here is going to get beat. It'd be hard to beat it. Especially with those ranges being cheap. My guys must be done running, huh? I've got my minerals already. So this one is starting to benefit from that. This guy won't be, but let's see. Ooh, I can't get one more. Still not, though. Maybe a little bit of waste there. Got a good maze, but bad tower. Well, we get some. Oh my goodness, I am just getting obliterated here. He must have melee then, huh? Wow. Wowers. And he's got a shorter maze, apparently. Holy cow, did not see that coming. Whew. That was no bueno. Looks like maybe I can benefit from that with this tower. Zoom back in here. What do we got? Oh. I thought I was doing so good. So, Hardling, what did I lose? 30 to a Hilly and 60 to Fire Tiger. Ooh. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on over there. He's definitely mazed in a different spot. I don't think he's up here on the plus 40. This has got to be a wave I do well on. Yikes. The fact that Fire Tiger is doing as much damage is frankly scary. Like, what on earth did you do to have... that much. How am I not getting lives back? Okay, that's just they're getting their finishing pass before me. Is what's going on there. I'm gonna get all those lives back. I'd better get all those lives back. Oh, come on, get a couple more. Jeez. Okay, so I'm doing at least 10 damage. Man. Not sure what to do. Outside of die. They're telling me to die, and I don't want to die. Dying is bad. Oh, look at that. That's a pretty big advantage. All right, so what did Monk have that the guy was talking about? Where on earth is your tower? Angle? Again, I just don't think... Finally, a wave where I have a huge advantage. That screams they both have melee. Well, melee should be strong. I just couldn't figure out how to maze it. So I'm getting close. We're getting close to downgrade again. So I'll probably end up doing 1x1s in here and throwing my next damage field. And it would take a bunch of them, but oh well type thing. I could shift all these up one and potentially save myself some. But look at that. I got 60 lives back. From almost dead. I'm not dead yet. Yeah, he is. Well, he's almost dead. No, I'm not. I'm feeling better. Anybody? No? Monty Python. I thought it was funny. Forget you, man, if you didn't think it was funny. So melee should be really strong here because it's going to instantly kill something right in its range. So I'm okay. As long as I'm close to damage, I'm not going to lose many lives if I lose some. So I'm okay with that. But I do want to come down here, and I need to redo all of that. And I'm going to need another supply depot. So what I'm looking at is the... Down here isn't causing a problem. Where my problem is at the top of this. When I put my tower here, I was going to have to buy more 1x1s than I wanted to. So I think I can actually save a supply doing what I'm doing. I'm going to go there, and 2 more, looks like. And that'll be just enough. Notice I've actually gained a little bit. Armored Ling is going to be a problem, though. So I got to get a bunch of lives banked up. Look at that. Almost caught up completely. Okay. So I am on plus 40. I'm not ideally placed. So I want to get as much damage as I can because there will be no speed. Ooh, there isn't enough room to get any more towers in there. So my next one would probably go here, even though it's not on the damage. Okay, still going to get the TP. I want to push over to the corner because it doesn't really help. So I could have sold and redone those if I was super hyper vigilant aware. But this tower here is a ridiculously good value this way. And it should help me gain some lives. So it looks like... the interesting thing with bomb, remember how it turns into a bomb and you can build another tower? Well, you can turn that new tower into bomb too. So Fire Tiger actually has a unique advantage in this particular game where he doesn't have to stretch his maze in any particular way. You've seen every time I had to build a tower, I had to do something to fix my maze to make sure it would work, which involved a lot of 1x1s. That's a lot of investment there. How many do I have? 8, 13 of them, times $30 each. So there's a significant amount of money there. $400 or so. So he's saving that. All he has to do is turn his next tower into a bomb and put another tower there. And he doesn't have to remaze, he doesn't have to do anything. It's just already done for him. So he's a huge advantage there. It also helps him on the next wave for anti-mazeling. He's not having to... These are causing me to stretch out my supply. I'm all the way to 35. He's not having to do that. Let's get this one up to 40. And then we'll get... I guess we go the rest of this speed. Oh, that armor's scaring me. How bad is it going to be? What is the damage? Armor's 21, so it's going to subtract 21. So I'm losing almost half of my damage. So I'm not double their damage, so it's going to hurt. The question is, will I be able to live? And the honest answer is, I don't know. So I'm going to dump more damage into my 2 that are speed up. I could take more. Look at that. That's a ridiculous amount of damage in a hurry, isn't it? Good old melee. I would say it's probably... It's a fairly easy tower to play okay with, but it is a hard tower to play really well with. But once you get it, it can be really lethal. So I'm not sure what's going on over here. So, starting to feel better about the armored now all of a sudden. So they must have... I don't know what's going on. Maybe they haven't incomed as much? Yeah, I'm a little confused again. What they're doing. I'm going to try and get this up to 60. And then we'll try and get that one to 60 for the armored. And hope to not lose 200 lives. I just don't think there's a maze possible that's going to kill me next. Although Fire Tiger is really good. See what Fire Tiger's saying there? I can place infinite towers in the same spot. Yep, that's exactly what we were just talking about, isn't it? So he's talking about screwing up placing his first tower. And we talked about that. You need to think it out. You need to pretend as if every game is going to wait 35 or 40s. Make sure you save space. If this tower was one more spot up, all this maze would not have been possible. I wouldn't have been able to add these 2 towers in there. Or maybe I could... take that back. I would have had the 2 damage fields at the top. A small little gap here, but it would not have been nearly as good as this is. So the question becomes, how bad is this going to be? I'm getting killed. That armor's hurting me pretty bad with these damage fields. It's the one wave I should not be good at. Everything else should, if not favor me, I shouldn't be bad at it. I should be pretty good compared to the rest. This particular wave is the one I was worried about. So I'm thrilled my damage field is holding in there. I don't have to win the wave. I mean, if I gain lives, that's a huge win. If I only lose 10, that's a huge win. Anything not as bad as losing 50, I think one wave I lost like 60 to Fire Tiger. And it looks like I'm actually going to gain on uphill, and it's going to be close with me and Fire Tiger. Which again is it's a win as far as I'm concerned. Okay, a little bit worried about the income again. I'll take another one. Look at that. I only lost 32. That is not a problem. I am okay with that. notice I was worse of the three. We knew that because we know they have, I think he said melee and bomb, which I was kind of explaining to somebody, amazing wise, are going to play very similarly. His bomb, oh, does he have that maze good? Yeah, it's not too bad. Because he's going to get a pass here, then they come around and get another pass there. And remember, you can stack them on top of each other. So that, if this game goes a whole lot longer, that would be a winning thing for him. But I think next wave ends it. That hard lane, they're doing, let me see if I can click on his tower. So he's doing, each one of these little bursts in here does 575 damage. He's got 63 damage ups. And it has a little bit of a splash to it. So that's why he's so good on the armored. But on those next ones, when his damage is capped at 10, remember all of my individual bullets are capped at 10. So that's a huge advantage for the damage field. So let's take a look at his melee. He's doing a bomb, but it's not as good. Notice his second pass. This tower needs to be down a half so that he would actually get a better pass here. Melee and bomb, if you can maze them on a diagonal, I don't have any towers set up like a diagonal. Well, these two. If you could maze these on a diagonal with another diagonal next to it, that's the most efficient use of a melee tower and a bomb tower. Unless you get really creative. But for our purposes, and all my damages aren't doing anything, because it's capped at 10, I'm just being stupid, not paying attention. So, let me see if I can explain what I'm talking about afterwards. So the general idea with mazing is you would like to go on diagonals. I mean, it's a little bit of Pythagorean theorem. The straight angle from here to here is not as long as this angle here to here. So if you can make them run diagonally, you actually gain, I forget what the percentage of map is. So let's think about a melee here. If I come down this side, waste some time, and then come back up that side, that's a pretty good melee, but you're getting whatever the side length of the tower is. Now let's build like this a second. And I'm just going to sell that. So imagine I have another set out into space here. We'll do it with the next one. Okay, so here, can't do it because the one by the tower's in the way. So look at this tower here. Notice how this edge is going to be longer than just one side. So if I'm going to build a melee, I'm going to want it on a diagonal like this. There are some funny things you can do to get kind of 3 passes out of it, although they're not super good. Let me show you what that looks like. So let's imagine something like this. All right. So let's make them pretend they're running in from the top. You're getting a pass here. Let's build a melee tower. You get a pass as they come in. They shoot out this way. It's yelling at me because I'm blocking. They shoot out this way. They come back, get another attack here. And then you would have to loop back around. Not really possible. Pretend we have a lot more space. And you could potentially get another pass right there. So there is a 3-pass melee. Theoretically, you could get a 4-pass doing a crud load of 1x1s. Imagine all this junk isn't here. You'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. But these passes really aren't ideal. They're not very good. And you're almost better off what you gain on it versus just building another melee on your diagonal is so little that it isn't worth doing. So hopefully you saw something interesting, you learned something, and let us know if you have questions, comments, and we will try to answer them when we can, and we will hope to see you in the next lobby.